What is up guys, Julien here of Social Vignerons. Welcome back to another wine video. This is course number 1 of the Julien's 3.5 minute wine school. So we are going to start from the beginning with how to taste your wine properly, or at least better. This is more intended to people that are relatively new to wine, but I think if you are already a wine connoisseur, you will still learn a little something today, as I will try to cover why each step of the tasting is important with some details. In course number 2, I will cover why it's important to take time to taste wine properly. So stay tuned for this, coming out probably tomorrow, episode number 2. Essentially, for tasting and appreciating wine, we try to use all of our senses. We use them all, in fact, except for hearing. There is not a lot you can do with wine about hearing, or perhaps maybe you can play your favorite tune as you're tasting. Yeah, that does work really well. Essentially, the first phase of tasting wine properly is to first take some time to have a look at it. So looking at a wine's appearance, even though it doesn't give a whole lot of pleasure in itself, although most wines look rather good, bright and shiny, like this one, but it does prepare you and it prepares your mind for what you are going to be tasting. Say I try this white wine and I look at this white wine. I can see that it's bright and shiny and that it doesn't have a very intense color at all. There is no brown hues to it. So this is an indication that I'm more likely to be with a crisp white wine, unoaked rather than anything else. If I look at this red wine, I can see that it's pretty dark and intense, so I should expect a fair amount of tannins and astringency, you know, the drying feel that you get from red wine, possibly quite a lot of alcohol as well. This looks like a big, rich red wine, more than if I was looking at a lightly colored white wine, or red wine I should say. Then if I look at the third wine, I can see that it's much more intense in color, so I should expect a much deeper wine, possibly sweet, and probably a fair amount of oak, a lot of aromatic intensity at least. Essentially, looking at a wine, all this wine prepares you mentally to what you are going to be tasting, so you are not surprised by it. We all know that if you put something in your mouth that doesn't taste like what you had anticipated, you are likely to feel a little bit uncomfortable about it. So it doesn't put you in the best mindset to appreciate a wine. You want to be ready, focused and aware about what you are going to be drinking, and this is exactly what the appearance of the wine tells you. Yo, Julien here. So I shot this episode, very first episode, number 1 of the Julien's 3.5 minute wine school yesterday, and I meant to pack into one single episode the sight, the nose and the palate of the wine, or how to taste the wine better. But as I'm editing this video right now, I'm realizing this is definitely not gonna fit into one single 3.5 minute video, so I'm gonna have to split this episode number 1 into 3 parts, so make sure to stay tuned for part number 2, where we are going to be talking about how to smell the wine and the nose of the wine and what it tells you when you taste a wine, and how you can really appreciate a wine better by smelling it better. So make sure to stay tuned for part 2, coming right here. I'll link to it at the end of this very video. See you in a bit.
When I say get it,